Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
We've got Ralph McCalister, our book reviewer and show reviewer, on the telephone line, and it's good morning to Ralph. How are you, Ralph?
Well, keeping dry. I hope you are too.
Oh, sun shining up here, you can guarantee it.
I don't believe you.
No, don't. You've been watching the BAFTA Awards, Ralph, and you've been to the Royal Albert Hall, so you know what it's like to be there.
Well, you know, it's a magnificent building, as many people know, of course, but what I love about the BAFTAs is that they do it with such style, and usually Stephen Fry does the introductions. This year it was Joanna Lumley, and of course she's just a wonderful actress, raconteur, and you know, there weren't any major surprises. 3 billboards from Ebbing, Missouri, got most of the big awards, but you know, it's just so interesting to see a British perspective on what is quite often a very largely American, you know, sort of pursuit. So, yeah, it was good, and I was saying to you that Neville Cardus, who was a famous cricket commentator and entrepreneur and so on, he was a great music lover, and he actually said once, going to the Albert Hall, you get 2 concerts for the price of 1. And people looked at him with a quizzical sort of stare, and he would say, well, because of the echo.
Oh.
Because it seats over 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, but the echo for music reverberates, and so if you sit in certain places, you get this echo, and so you can listen to Mahler's Third twice over if you want to. So anyway, that's the Royal Albert Hall.
Yes.
And I've got a book for you too, if you'd like one.
We'll need one.
For that?
Yes, we'll need one, because the weather is enticing us to read more, I think, today.
Well, you know, I just last week I went on and on, I think, about Mark Herron, this wonderful English Newcastle writer who is taking the spy thriller world by storm. But I also was going to mention, but didn't have time, there's a new writer, and it's a book called Woman in the Window, and I see it's gone straight to bestsellers in America, New Zealand, and all over the world, really. It's been, I think there were about 10 different publishers trying to vie for the honour of publishing it, and the film rights have already been bought. It's actually, if you like Alfred Hitchcock, and most people do, it's a sort of novel that's based and loosely attributes the plot to Rear Window, if you remember that, with Jimmy Stewart, Dial M for Murder. There are all sorts of parallels, but it's a wonderful, exciting thriller in its own right, Nigel, called The Woman in the Window. And this woman in the window in New York sees something like a murder or a possible murder, and she's a bit of a drinker, and she's a bit of a sort of she has a problem because she suffers from agoraphobia, which of course people will know means you can't go outside. You're too frightened to go outside your own front door. So you've got the tension there right from the word go. It's a thrilling piece of work, but what's so exciting about it is it twists and turns, and until about the last 20 pages you're as baffled as Stephen King or all these other great writers who just have gone on record as saying it's one of the best books I've read in years. I don't know whether he or she is a woman or a man. It's A.J. Finn is the Finn is the author, and I haven't actually checked up. I think, well, I'm not going to even guess because I'm probably going to be wrong, but I would suggest that if you want a good read for a stormy, grey, I can't see Carpety, I can't even see almost across the road, Woman in the Window, I think you should pop down to Paper Plus as soon as you can and get a copy.
Good on you, Ralph. Well, thank you very much for that. Now I'll let you get back to the BAFTAs again.
I finished. It's all right. I know everything about them now.
Good on you. Ralph, we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
You're welcome.
106.3 Beach FM.